Heyo, what's up guys? Tristan here. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about a kind of fucking dumb time. This was so stupid, it could have been avoided entirely, if my dumb ass wouldn't have done what I did this day. um, so yeah, title says it all. Well, not really. Doesn't say the whole fucking story. So yeah, this was the day that I almost got expelled. Um, so, my friend, he was in the comments of my last video, and I know this video is a little bit late, but I've just been having some stuff going on, and I had to do a few things around my house. So yeah, and I think I'm gonna upload later today, so maybe at like 2 p.m. because I'm gonna be doing something and I might be going somewhere that I won't be able to upload. So we're gonna keep this daily grind going, and I might just upload. I don't know, whatever. You'll know. But my friend, he said something in the comments. He was like, do a story of like before you moved, and so yeah, that's gonna be next video. Sorry, it's gonna be next video, not this video, because I already have this thing planned out. But yeah, so sorry this upload's a little bit late. So this whole thing starts. I don't even know when it starts. I don't know like how long it was before Corona. This was like when I was getting in trouble and stuff a lot. 'Cause I started getting in trouble around like right after winter break ended. That's when I started getting into a fuck ton of trouble. Like I would literally be in fucking suspension every day for some dumb shit. And I was mainly in suspension a lot because of one of my friends that you'll hear in the story. So let's get into it. So it all starts out in my 5th period. Okay, this girl that I knew, she turned around. She had like this cup of powdered sugar in her hand, and I was like, "Yo, can I get some powdered sugar?" Because I wanted to rub it on my nose, okay, and just like seem like I was doing fucking cocaine. And I actually have another story of me fucking putting shit on my nose to make it look like I did cocaine, but that's for another time. But she's like, "No, I'll give you some next period," because we had the next period together. So next period rolls around, and so I walk into the class like 10 minutes late, and I see the cup of sugar in her hand. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. So I went up to her and I asked for the sugar. She's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, yeah. And I put a line from like my knuckle to the tip of my index finger, just a line of fucking powdered sugar. And you know what I did with this? I didn't snort it. I just rubbed it all over my nose and like my face and everything, just to make it look like I just did like 8 lines. So yeah, I just started walking around my class. Oh, and I did the fucking line just like literally in front of my whole class, like right next to my teacher and everything. But I don't know why he didn't see it. I thought I made eye contact with him and he laughed. I don't know. I guess I was just fucking tripping off of that OG fucking sugar. But yeah, so I walked around the class for like 5 more minutes until I made fucking eye contact with the teacher, and he saw that I had fucking what looked like cocaine all over my nose. And he looked at me. I looked at him, and he said, "Okay, get out." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "It's a joke." And I started like wiping it off my face, and he's like, "No, no, no, don't wipe it off. I want the vice principal to see this." He said her name, and he started calling her. He was like, "Yeah, we have Tristan coming down here. Like, you'll see when he gets there." I just started rubbing it off my face and off like my hoodie and everything. And he's like, "No, no, no, don't rub it off. I want her to see it." So I didn't rub it off when I was in the room, and I walked out, and I just started immediately rubbing it all off. And I went to this my vice principal's office, sat down. She wasn't there yet, but this other kid who has been waiting for her too was just sitting there. Me and this kid, like, he has beef with me, but I don't have beef with him. Like, literally, I've done nothing to this dude, but he just for some reason fucking hates me. Like, we have mutual friends and shit, but he just doesn't like me for whatever reason. So me and him were just sitting there in there alone, waiting for this fucking vice principal, for fucking like 30 minutes. And then my friend who I said was gets me in a lot of trouble. He doesn't get me in a lot of trouble. He was good before. He was new this year, and he was good. He said before he met me, and he said I was the one who made him bad. But yeah, he walks in, and since we get in trouble together in almost all of our classes, he just walks in, sits down, and I just start cracking up. I'm like, dude, they're gonna think that we got in trouble together. And sure enough, 10 minutes later, the fucking attendance lady from across the hallway comes in, like checking on us and stuff. She's like, "Is she here yet?" And we're like, "No." And she's like, "Okay." And then she looks at my friend, and then she looks at me, and then she says, what class do you guys have right now?" And I was like, we aren't in the same class, because like literally we get in there so many times that she just thinks that we're fucking around in the same class. And he explained to her, he was like, "No, no, I wasn't. We weren't in the same classes." And she was like, "Well, why'd you get sent out?" And he told her, he was like, "I was taking a test in science and I screamed 'I love cheerleaders' at the top of my lungs." And I just started fucking crying, dude. Like it was so funny. But yeah. And then she's like, "Well, what did you do?" And I was like, "Well, I took powdered sugar and rubbed it all over my nose like it was Coke." And she she just gave me the weirdest look, and then she didn't even say anything. She just walked back into her fucking little attendance office. And yes, we sat there for like 30 more minutes. She finally pulled up. The fucking vice principal finally pulled up. But she had this like weird ass conference thing with like another fucking kid. So she made all of us stand outside for like 30 more minutes. And this was my fucking period before lunch, so I was kind of pissed. Um, but yeah, like the eighth graders in fucking lunch could just look at us, and I mean like there were some fucking girls there that were like, So I was kind of embarrassed that I was just standing out there, and so she finally comes out, and she takes me in, and she sits me down, and she was like, "So Tristan, what did you do?" She was like, "I know I already got the call, but I also want to hear from you." Um, I was like, "Okay." So, um, this girl had powdered sugar in her cup, in like this like styrofoam cup, and I took it, I put it on my finger, I rubbed it on my nose to make it look like I just did a line of Coke, and yeah, and then I got caught, and now we're here. And she was like, "Okay, so do you know what could have happened to you if we wouldn't have known that it was fake sugar, and like we caught you doing this in the bathroom or something?" And I was like, "Well, I'd probably be in a lot of shit." Well, I didn't say that, but I was like, "I'd probably be in a lot of trouble, um, because it looks like I did cocaine." And she was like, "Yeah, you would have been expelled, obviously." And she said all this stuff, and she was like, "Yeah, well, you could have been facing expulsion either way, if even if we already knew that it was fake, but you could have been expelled for imitation of drugs, or like some shit like that, or like drug imitation or whatever." And she was like, "Don't do it again. We're gonna give you a few days of suspension, of in-school suspension." And yeah, that's it. She was like, "Yeah, rest of the day in school suspension. Like, go get your lunch, go straight to in school suspension, or ISS or whatever." And yeah, so I went straight to ISS after that. She called my mom about it and everything, and yeah, that was basically the end of it. And those few days in ISS that I had were fucking horrible. The first day was the worst because I came in and I had a melatonin just like in my fucking hoodie, and it was raining and it was cold, and I just popped the melatonin like when I was walking to the ISS building, and popped it, went to sleep, but I slept right next to the fucking door. Okay, I was trying to sleep through the whole entire thing, but I slept next to the door in ISS, and the door in ISS is locked, so the people have to knock on it, and then you have to let them in. So fucking never sleep next to the door in ISS. Never do that shit, okay? Because every time someone would knock, people would fucking yell at me to get up. They'd be like, "Go answer the door," and I'd be like half asleep. I'd be like, "Whoa, what?" And I was doing that happened all day, and I didn't even fucking have the guts to move. So yeah, um, but yeah. Again, moral of the story: don't do drugs at school, or fucking don't fake drugs at school. Just fucking, if whatever stories that I do, don't do them. Okay? Fucking just moral of the story, don't do what I do. Um but Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video at all, you know, hit the like button, subscribe if you feel like it, and yeah, if you ever want to see what I look like or anything, or just like interested in following my Instagram, it's at Tristan.Kendall_. It's also in the description below, as well as my Twitter and Snapchat. Um, if you want to see what I'm doing day-to-day basis, which probably isn't much because it's quarantine. Um, yeah, I mean, Snap, whatever. Um, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.